As we are going to be looking at how to host our website locally, and in this case WordPress. Now you can host your website on your laptop or your PC, whether it is Linux, whether it is Mac OS, or whether it is Windows. Now when you host your WordPress on your laptop, it means you can do a whole lot without having to connect to the internet. It also means your hosting, because when you subscribe for a hosting service, it lasts for 1 year. So I recommend this also for not necessarily for understanding cPanel, but for hosting your WordPress project and learn how to design WordPress. So this is very important. Also, when I'm working on clients' project, most times I host the project locally, and after working on the project locally, I can migrate to a live server. So let's dive into how you can host your WordPress or any other project locally. So now the software we are going to use is called Xampp. Yeah, so when you go to the apachefriends.org, you go to apachefriends.org, and this is the homepage. So you can see download for Windows, for Linux, or for OS X. So in my own case, I'm using a MacBook, and in your own case, you might be using Windows, you might be using Linux. So whatever the case is, you go to the right platform for yourself and click on it. And when I double click on this, I might be getting an error. So I double click and this comes up. I double click and I get an error. It says Xampp cannot be opened because the developer cannot be verified. So okay, so I hold Control and clicked on open. That is on my Mac, and then I can see the open file now. So I click on open. Then it will require me to put in my password. All right. So this is it. The installation has begun. Then I click on next. I click on next. I click on next, and then the installation begins. I just have to click on finish. Now, the next thing I should do is I go to, okay, so this has just loaded, but the next thing I should do is I go to these ones, my SQL database, because WordPress requires this to work. So I have to ensure I start all of this. So my SQL database, I click on start and make sure that this button here turns green. I have to allow. So even on your Windows laptop, you have to activate all of these things. Then here I also go to start, and I have to allow.
Got kick.
Okay, so now that I have started it, you remember you can simply click on start all, and it's going to start all of them. So now that I have started it, the next thing I can do here is go to HTTP localhost. Okay, I think I made a mistake in the. Okay, so this localhost here, I went to localhost and it confirms for me that the whole stuff is working. So the reason why I'm able to access this now is I've been able to set up a local hosting environment, ORG. WordPress.org is where you get the WordPress software. Let me call it software, WordPress software, or WordPress content management system that you can use to work on your server. And all right, so one thing I should do is, while I'm downloading the WordPress, make sure that you come to your Xampp, and click on Open Application Folder. So when I open Application Folder, you can see the application folder, that is the Xampp files. But let me go back to the WordPress website and download the WordPress stuff. So this WordPress is not something you go and you sign up. It's simply something you go and you do what? And you download WordPress as a file and install for yourself. So now that we've downloaded WordPress file, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a directory in the WordPress, in the Xampp file. So inside the htdoc, I'm going to open the htdocs, then open the htdocs and create a new folder. So that new folder, I'm going to still use the name that I used in creating my database. It's not a must. It's not a must. So just file. I'm just doing this to be able to remember. Now, after I have done this, I can look for the WordPress file the WordPress file I've downloaded. I can look for the file and open it. So what I can do is I open this file and I copy everything here. I copy everything here inside the I copy everything here inside the htdocs, the just file.
Get kick.
Okay, so after I have done this, remember I have done this. So what I can do is, on my browser again, I can simply go to localhost. I can simply go to localhost / George's file, localhost / George's file, and it brings me to this point to set up my WordPress folder. Remember, we copied we went to htdocs, created our application folder, and copied the WordPress file into the application folder. So the next thing I'm going to do is simply go to my browser and type localhost, and then I'm brought to this localhost. Then I go to PHP admin and create database. When I go to database, I go to create database by putting in the database name. I recommend for now you do you put in WP as your database. So let's see if that works. Okay, now that we have done this, the next thing we do is we go to the folder, look for WP config sample PHP, and then we open. Then when we open this stuff, or open this guy here, and then we go to database name, we put in WP. We go to username, we put in root. We go to dbhost, and let's see if that works. If it doesn't work, we're still going to resolve it. So I type in localhost slash George's file, right? And then I allow it to go. So I click on let's go, and my database name is George's file. The username is root, and I think I'll leave every other thing the way it is, and I go to submit. Okay, and it says you unable to write wp config php file. You can create the wp config php file manually and paste the following text into it. All right, so Apple is most times very restrictive, so you might not have this issue when you are using Windows. So all I have to do is I just copy, I go to the to this stuff here. I can open with editor, and I just control all and paste. I paste. So I've done that, and I rename this file to, I remove this sample here. So what we have is wp config. Then click on run installation. All right. So now we have what we need. Okay, so I can give my site title as George's file. I can give the username as admin if I want. Yeah. So remember, using admin as your password is not advisable. So even if you feel like you are building your website on a local hosting and it doesn't require so much security, truth is, when you are working on a public Wi-Fi or someone is connected to your network, your local website can still be hacked and malware can be installed on your website. So when you migrate your website to the live server, you realize that you are migrating with malware. So all of these things are possibilities, I'm just saying. So even if you want to use very weak password, which I don't recommend, I'm only using this for training purposes. I don't recommend this, please, I don't. So you should use a good password, and you should use good username. Please don't also use admin as username. Then I click on confirm weak password. Then every other thing, I can use my personal email here, and then I click on install. Not now. So this is it. We've installed WordPress on our local server. So what you are seeing now is not working with. This is not working with my. It's not working. It's not a live website. So you can see I'm simply accessing this from my local host. Yeah. So this is how you can install WordPress, and then you begin to work locally on your WordPress. So let's see our homepage. So this is what our homepage looks like. So I believe by now you should be able to install Xampp on your system, install WordPress on your system, and now you can be able to practice without having to pay for hosting if that's what you want.